My dear brothers and sisters, the motto of the great emperor Julius Caesar was this: he came, he saw, he conquered. Got it? He came, he saw, and he conquered. That was the summary of the life of Julius Caesar, the emperor. And that motto can be applied to Jesus today. He came into the world, he saw his people, and he conquered. We need to reflect on these three actions. He came into the world while we were still sinners. He did not come to the virtuous. And he said, I came to call the sinners. And secondly, he saw. Whom did he see? Today's gospel says, when he looked at the people, what did he feel? He felt that they were like the sheep without a shepherd. So his heart went out to them. He saw the sick. He saw the sinners. He saw people who went away from God. And finally, he conquered. He conquered the sin and death by his resurrection. And my dear friends, today, the call for us is like the apostles whom Jesus sent out today into the world to preach the good news, to heal the sick, and to spread God's love. That is why we do attend the Mass. At the end of the Mass, the priest sends us away. He doesn't want you to sit here. After the Mass, he wants you to go into the world and show the love that you experience here. But we must honestly say, we have failed in carrying out the job that Jesus gave. Let me compare this with an example. How many years since Jesus was born now? 2020 years, roughly. And how much percent of the world's population believe in Jesus? Not even half. Maybe a quarter of the world's population believe in Jesus. Now let me compare this with Coca-Cola. How many of you know Coca-Cola? Please raise your hand. Coke? How many of you know? Please raise your hands. Coke, the soda. How many of you know? Everybody, right? So Coke came into existence in the year 1886 by a pharmacist. In the year 1886. So it's how many years now? Less than 150. So according to the latest survey, 97% of the world's population heard about Coke. How much percent? 97% of the world's population heard about Coke. 75% of the world's population have seen a Coke. And 53% of the world's population had a Coke. Surprised? 97% of the world did not hear about Jesus. 75% of the world did not see Jesus. Or 53% of the world did not taste Jesus. But then, what we as Christians have failed, but the owners of the Coke, they were able to take their product into the world. Within less than 150 years, they could make the world know what is Coke to 97% of the world's population. But Jesus did not entrust his mission to Coke. He did not give them his mission. Or Starbucks or McDonald's, who are very famous brands today. But he entrusted his mission to the poor, illiterate apostles who were not much educated, who did not have money. But still, this is a constant effort to reach to the world. That's why Jesus said, you go into the world, heal the sick, proclaim the good news. And that's what we are supposed to do, my dear brothers and sisters. That is the call today. In our own limitations, with our limitations, we need to go out into the world and do the good work that Jesus entrusted us to do. And today we are celebrating Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you all fathers here. Once there was a priest who left the priesthood. Okay? This priest left the priesthood and he got married and had a child. And then the next day, the newspaper headline was this: Father of all became father of one. Father of all became father of one. So there are fathers here of one or two or three or more, and also a father of all. But my prayer and request is that we should love our fathers not only today, but every single day, because we know their value only when they are gone from us. Remember my words. So love them while they are still with us. It should not be like this love. Once there was a man, and he was 80-year-old, and he passed away. You know, when he passed away, they had a funeral mass, and then the casket after the mass, it was not on the wheels, but people were carrying on their shoulders the casket of the dead body to go to the cemetery for burial. Okay, the mass was over, and then this dead body was being carried on the shoulders of 4 men, and they were taking it out of the church. And when they went to the entrance door, one of the men who was carrying it, he stumbled, and then the box hit the door and it fell down. And the man who supposed to be dead, he rose up from the casket. He rose up, he lived again another 5 years, and again he died. Again he was brought to the church for the funeral mass. Again after the mass, he was being carried to the cemetery for the burial. This time, when the 4 people were ready, and when they started moving, the wife went ahead of them, and she stood at the door of the church, and when they reached the door, she said, "Watch your step, there is a door here." Have a good day. God bless you. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.